theoretical classes from the other institute, but I want to now clear all of topics as to how to clear interview and do some practical knowledge as a theoretical knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Understood.
you.
You need basically in-depth knowledge. Okay. Uh, Great. Chand, what about you? The technical
Hi
skills.
Kishore, I have hello.
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Kishore, I have 5.5 years experience in desktop support engineer. Now I'm looking for change to SCM admin. I have L1
Okay.
experience in
Desktop
SCM.
support.
Yes.
Okay. Desktop support. Okay. Great. Sri,
Yeah, sure. I do have experience in
yeah.
desktop support admin last year since here.
You're not very audible, Sri.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I do have experience in desktop support admin near 7 years, uh, and I have a knowledge of Windows Server and VMware. Right now, I'm eager to learn SCCM. I need to move for a professional level, so that is the reason I joined this course. This class.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Understood. Understood. Sunil, what about you?
I have experience in banking sector for 3.5 years.
How many?
3.5 years in banking sector
Okay.
for this SCCM.
Okay, somebody told you you want to move into IT, so you are trying to learn SCCM and move into IT, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What about Yagnish?
Yeah, hi. So overall, like
Hi.
14 years of experience in IT, and like since last few years. So in this 14 years, I've been on the different role like remote desktop, L1, L2, and like server support, and there are different roles, NOC, network support. So now I'm working in the SCCM part and more experience, more exposure. Looking forward so that I can give a better delivery on that service.
What rules do you, what work do you do in SCCM?
So basically, it's more of a deployment issues or patch related issues where end users, that's a client side where Windows desktops are not receiving applications or they are entitled but they are not
Okay.
receiving. So it's more of it.
Yeah,
So
what
also I
about
need to get,
what is it you're expecting from this training?
yeah, like I'm doing ABC. There would be a lot more. So this I'm coming up with the empty mind so that there will be a lot of things that would be there because in the real scenario when we are working, it's like we are just looking at with a horse eye with a only particular scope of issue, and there would be different things which is more we or I haven't seen it out because that issue may not have been reported. So over here, my expectation is to understand from a horizon view what all things could be there, and when I'm troubleshooting or when I'm diagnosing, that could also help out because there's a lot more which is there.
Okay. So yes, so you will be learning a lot here. Okay. Yagnish, please drop your phone number in the chat in the meantime. Okay. Uh, Let me start off the demo. Okay, we have already crossed 11:30. So
So one thing, like, what's your name and how long is the duration for this one?
I'm gonna tell that now. I'm gonna tell that now. Okay, my name is Kishore. I have been teaching SCCM from past 7 years. I have totally of about 11.5 years experience into IT. Okay, I teach 3 courses. One is SCCM, other one is application packaging, other one is Intune. All my career I worked in end user computing space. Okay, I currently work as an architect in one of the major firms. I'm based out of Bangalore. I've supported global clients. I've traveled to the client locations. I've implemented. I've done greenfield implementations of SCCM infrastructure, and also the brownfield implementations. Greenfield implementation is nothing but they would not have any deployment tool. We will just deploy SCCM fresh. Brownfield implementation is migrating from one deployment tool to another deployment tool, like say from older version of SCCM to later version, or from big fix to SCCM, or from LandTest to SCCM. Okay, then like this, there are so many tools to which we deploy. So this is when my experience when it comes to the SCCM side. Now let me tell you about the class. Okay.
As of now, we are in
This
Bangalore.
class is yes.
Yeah, as of now, we are in Bangalore.
Yes, I'm in Bangalore. Okay.
Okay, I'm in Bangalore.
I'm
That's
Bangalore
the reason.
basically. I'm based out of Bangalore. I'm born brought up in Bangalore. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Now when it comes to the class, okay, a class is going to be a completely 100% practical session where in each and every step we will be going through SCCM in workflows. Like what will happen when you do a certain setting, where it is going to affect. Okay, so normally why should you take this class? Most of the time there are so many, there's a big community for SCCM. There are a lot of people putting free YouTube videos for you to learn. But what is that you will get in its class that is not available there? First and foremost, they just tell you the steps that has to be done. Okay, but I'll share my practical experiences out of vast implementations that I have done now, and also I'll specifically tell what not to do and what are the best ways to do a specific activity. Like if you want to do an application deployment, you want to do a certain kind of a reporting. Okay, basically I will demystify SCCM and I'll make sure SCCM looks easy for you at the end of the session. Okay, there is not a lot that has changed from the time SCCM 2012 has come. It's just that they've added some features, but the integral features of SCCM has always been the same. Okay, now how is our class going to be? How will you get the lab? Okay, first and foremost, the class is completely going to be in Azure environment, in the Azure cloud environment. If you see here, this lab that you are seeing in the uh, uh, screen share is currently an ongoing class. Okay, where the student has basically used his credit card to get a free credits of $200. Okay, you get a free $200 credit from Microsoft to set up the lab. Okay, and this lab is valid for 1 month, where we can replicate, okay, many of the production scenarios. Okay, so we will have 4 machines. That is, first is we'll have a domain, we'll build a domain. Next, we'll build a database. Next, SCCM, and later, after a couple of classes, we'll build the client. So how are the objects being onboarded from your Active Directory to your SCCM? How the SCCM is talking to database? So all those things you will practically implement it. With this knowledge, you can also implement it even in production with little bit of prerequisite gathering. Okay, but during the implementation, it is exactly what I show you in the class is what you have to do. Okay, now let me start the machine first. Let me open up the SCCM machine.
What is the tenure for today?
Come again.
Duration for today's class.
Duration of the class is going to be the entire tenure is about 19 to 20 hours. Within a course of 1 month, we'll try to close.
And like today, will it be for 90 minutes or how it is? How long
No. It's just going to be half an hour. Okay, half an hour to 45 minutes based on number of questions you guys have. Okay.
Okay.
This is just a demo session where I'll be telling you what you will be learning, how and how you will be learning. You will not be basically looking into any topic or such. Okay. So I'm just going to explain you how your class is going to be. Okay, and I'll explain you the console and about the different job roles that are available when it comes to SCCM. So those people who are already working, they can see where they can go. Okay. So this, in the meantime, when the mission is up and running, let me explain you the kind of job roles that we have. Okay. There are 4 different job roles that are available only in the system. First is software distribution. Software distribution, patch management, image management, and infra management. Now, what is the pay skills that are there? Okay, and what is the experience required? Normally, software deployment, or patch management is almost 3 to 5 years. Okay, and the pay scale is around 4 lakhs to 7 lakhs. Whereas when it comes to patch management is also the same. Patch management is also the same. Come again, Yagnesh?
3 to 5 years is what experience you are saying?
Experience.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, the kind of experience the market, generically I'm telling. Okay, out of all, there can be one of the odd cases somewhere, but generically this is what. Whereas for image management, it is close to 5 to 7 years. Okay, the guy who does image management should know these two. Okay, for better image management. And this guy is 7 years to 10 plus. Okay, experience. Now, image management is normally the pay packages start nothing less than 7 lakhs to 14 lakhs, and here it goes up to 12 to 20 lakhs. Okay. So this is the whatever I am telling you is the India market as of now. Okay, there are some people who get better pay based on their additional skill set as well. Within SCCM, okay, from 3 to 10 plus years, from 4 lakhs to 20 lakhs, you can easily move. This is basically a fresher to an experienced 10 years guy. Okay. There are some companies are even giving better, some are going up to 40, but they have about 14 to 15 years of experience, like Agnish. Okay, it depends on what kind of a roles you are trying to move into. But after my class, what you will be doing is, my target is of people who initially start with software distribution and patch management and image management. Because infra management, if you understand the workflows, this issue might not come day to day, but when it comes, okay, it basically creates a lot of problems for the entire infrastructure. So you should be able to be expert in these 3 to fix the infra management issues. Okay, now this is what the current pay skills that are there in the market. Next, let me go to the console and I'll tell you where each of these guys work, most of their work. Okay, now let me go to the console. So what I'm showing you is a full administrative console. This console can be restricted based on the roles that you get in your projects. So we have created the machine name with the domain called lab.com, and SCCM is your SCCM server. Okay, and we will be doing the same in our class as well. Now, so most of the work I'll tell you first, a software deployer. Okay, basically a software distribution guy, where he will work. Okay, so his work will mostly be in this particular node. Okay, software library node, and the assets and compliance node. Before we go into all those things, so let me explain you about this console first. Okay, so there are four important nodes: administration, monitoring, software library, assets and compliance. So what is this administration node? Your SCCM installation, your SCCM configuration, your SCCM server configuration, all of those done in the administration pane. Okay, so guy who works here should be mostly an infrastructure engineer who will manage the SCCM infra based on the lot of features that is present here. And we will be playing a lot in administration pane when we start installing SCCM, or as soon as we install SCCM, first we will come to the administration pane and we will start configuring SCCM as per the our lab requirements. Now, next is the software library. This is where your software distributor, okay, or your patch engineer or image engineer comes and does his work. Most of it, in his entire days of work, they'll play in this node a lot. Now, what they will do? So basically, there are a software distribution guy would normally do and two types of deployments, that is an application deployment and a package deployment. So we will go very in depth about application deployment, about what each and every configuration does, how to plan your deployments, what are the best method, what kind of issues, what pitfalls that you can avoid. Okay, when something is not working, where to see. So basically, I'll be looking through it from the basic to the log files. All of those I'll be explaining. Then also we'll come to the package model. Okay, we'll see these are two models that are available in SCCM. Why there are two models? What is their uses? Which one to use when? Okay, which is the best method to do a certain kind of a deployment? So all those things I will discuss. Next, software updates. So basically, we'll see here how to import the updates manually as well, and we'll see how to group the updates. While grouping the updates, what all kind of problems that you'll face, how to handle the updates when something goes wrong, what are the best methods to group it, what are the naming conventions that you can use, all those things I'll tell. Along with that, I'll also tell you how to automate your entire patching process as well. Next, operating system. So basically, see, what is this operating system? Deploying your entire Windows 10 or Windows 11 OS onto the client machines. Okay, we will see all those things in operating system, but mostly I will concentrate is on the planning. Okay, how to plan an operating system creation, what all has to go behind while creating an operating system, what questions you should ask client, because most of the time what I have seen in the production is people do know how to create the operating system in the they look through a lot of online videos and things like that, but once they start doing it, they are expected to do it very quickly. Okay, but if they're not planned it properly, if they're not planned their operating system requirements properly, they end up using more time, or they end up creating a bad image. So how to do this in a very sequential, orderly format? Okay, those details I will tell you in the class. Okay, so basically the best practices. Okay, what will happen for each of these nodes? What are the best methods to upgrade from one version of Windows 10 to another version of Windows 10? So all those things we will discuss. Okay, now while doing all of these activities, while deploying all of these activities, okay, you might want to know their progress. You might want to know where, okay, where is it failing? Is it in progress, or is there any kind of an error that is coming up? Okay, what stage it is. So all those details you can come to know if you come to the monitoring pane. So in the monitoring pane, all of the statuses, your infrastructure status, your deployment status, so all of those details are available in the monitoring pane. So this is what we're going to do in the class. We're going to go in detail about the major activities of SCCM, and it's all going to be practical. Okay, and while doing the SCCM implementation, there are some settings you might do a goof up with, or depending on the regions the kind of servers you're implementing, there might be some problems. So I'll tell you about how to avoid those problems as well. Because not many people get chance to implement a system. They will just be working on a system, might be in a lab or something, or run once or twice. Okay, but here since we have good enough bandwidth to build about 4 machines, okay, we will replicate as many scenarios as possible. Okay, this is how your class is going to be. Yeah, and you should be able to start with at least you should do L1 infrastructure tasks, but you will be pretty good with application deployment or any other day-to-day activities of SCCM after the class is over. Okay, any questions, guys? Any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What would
Ganesh.
be the timing
Yeah,
of the
Raj.
classes? Like it would be in the morning
See,
session
this
or
is
it
a
will be in
scheduled
evening time?
class. This is a scheduled class. Every day the class starts at 7 a.m. Okay, from
Oh,
14th.
sorry,
7
every day
a.m.
7 a.m.
Come again?
Every day 7 a.m.
7 a.m. is
Okay.
okay. The class starts. There will be one weekend batch also. Sorry, evening batch also will start because my classes, the current ongoing class will get over somewhere around 11th or 12th. After that, the next batch starts at 7 a.m. So there will be one more
From
batch or
7
6
to
p.m. batch that will be starting. That is, I think, around 20th or something like that. I'm not sure. 22nd, I believe. The next class, next evening batch. So you can join for any of those batches.
So is
Kishore,
there
7.
weekend classes?
Come again?
Yeah, is there weekend classes?
Weekend classes are not there because of the lab restriction. The lab is only for 1 month, so
Mm-hmm.
we cannot anything after more than an hour people get tired. So so we don't have a weekend classes. SCCM is
So
always
if the
maintained.
classes, okay, if the classes start from 7 a.m., so how it
How
take time,
to
like 2 hours or 3 hours classes?
No, 1 hour every day.
Okay, okay.
7 to 8.
Thank you.
1 hour every day. Okay.
So can you get help to
Sir,
do
if we
setup
are
in our
unable to
own
attend the
own
class,
laptop?
I'll send you some links that will help you. That should have a detailed description to install it. Once the class is over, you can install it. If you have a good 16 GB RAM laptop, that should be helpful.
Yeah.
so
That's
sir,
why I'm asking that we need to do setup on our own laptop
Yes,
so that we can do more
exactly.
explore.
Yes. You can do that. I can send you the relevant links that will help you to install it. Why do we do on the
hello,
cloud
sir.
is in the cloud you can replicate a lot of scenarios. That's right. Yes, Ritesh, go ahead.
Sir, if we are unable to attend the class, so is there any way to get recording for this session?
Exactly, guys. So the steps is recordings will be provided after every class.
Okay, right.
Okay,
Yes,
and
right.
no,
Thank
and it's permanently you can use it. Okay,
you.
so that
Okay,
recordings belong to you. Okay, next,
fine. Okay,
we
fine.
will have class WhatsApp group. Okay, we will have a class WhatsApp group where I will be providing notes and materials. Okay, in the WhatsApp group, so you can download it. Okay, and we will always be in contact when there is some issue. Okay, yes. Any other questions?
Kishore, I have one.
Yes,
Yeah, if
yes,
we
go
are
ahead.
attending the, if we have any interview, you can support for that.
Yes, I'll do see, most of the time what I do is during the class, during every topic I touch, right? I'll normally tell
Mhm.
what kind of interview questions you will get.
Mhm.
Okay, normally I don't give questions. So my class will be like what, why, how, and when. So we'll be
Mhm.
answering all of these questions in our class that we do. What are we doing? Why are we doing it? When are we doing it? How are we doing it? So if you answer all these questions, basically it should answer your interview, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And normally what happens is students would not ask the question, so I reason it out for them, and I tell them like this is how this is. Now when I'm doing when, they will also ask why. So all those things, even if they don't ask, I myself ask the questions and I'll answer. Okay. Say a simple concept of software metering. Okay. So first thing is I'll ask why do we need this? When do we need this? How to configure it? And what has to be provided told to client when we configure it? So all those things. Okay, because a lot of people have misconception about SCCM.
Here we
So
are
we will
getting a
have
lot
to
of
basically,
background noise.
tell them. Correct.
Kishore, we are getting a lot of background noise, Kishore.
Okay, guys, please unmute those of you are. Yeah,
Sir, I have one more question.
please go ahead.
Sir, it's a 1 hour class per day 1 hour.
Yes.
So, how long it will be continued?
We will
In
do
1
it for
month, 50
about
days?
19 to 20 hours. In a month, we'll complete. Yes. Okay. If all of the
Okay.
students are from India, then we will do it on Saturdays and Sundays. If there are from abroad students,
Okay.
if the time does not permit, then we will not do Saturdays and Sundays. So it's like that.
Fine.
Any other questions, guys? Any technical
Hello.
questions? Yes.
What about the lab setup? Do you like explain about lab setup or directly you will go to subject?
Sunil, the lab setup will be done from the scratch. So the prerequisite is you guys should have your credit card, or you guys should purchase the lab Azure lab pass from me. If you, most of them have the credit cards, or if you can use your friend's credit cards as well. It will not deduct any money. It will not deduct any money. It is a free. It's a free account that you get from Microsoft. See here, this student has got a free account for 14,000 rupees. We have only used about 6,000 rupees in his account, which is a free trial. Okay, those of you have credit cards, it should not be a problem. So those if you don't, you can purchase the Azure Pass from the institute. Yes.
So Kishore, I did almost 6 months back a similar setup. Now, if I want to do it, can I use a different credit card or different email ID and
So
it
what
can
you have to
proceed
do
or
at least is you have to completely use a different email ID, different credit card, and different phone number. Once you do it, then later it's just login. Okay, so it will not detect. So you can use your
all
friends,
three should
wives,
be
or brothers, sisters, or somebody.
unique, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Kishore,
I would
Kishore, if
normally
it is
prefer
possible,
for
can you
it to be
please share
different
your
because
number?
when I come again.
If it is possible, can you please share your number? We can touch personally if we have any note.
Yes, definitely. After the enrollment is done, my number will be shared with everybody. We will part of the WhatsApp group. If you still want to talk to me, you can contact the institute and they'll do a conference with me.
Okay.
As per my agreement with the institute, I'm not supposed to share the number during the demo. But yes, you can still talk to me. We just call them, they'll set up a conference. That's not a problem at all.
Okay,
If you have
Kishore.
any interview problems or any other things, you can just connect with me. That's not a problem. At any point, they'll connect with
One more question. Can you connect, suppose if the scheduled time is 1 month, and in 1 month you have completed all classes, so can you get help
you.
after 1 month if you want to connect with you, if any of topics,
Most
like
of
we
my
are doing
students,
some
most of my students, yes, most of my students who did class 4 years before are still in touch with me. They do ask, if they are stuck with something, they do ask. So we'll also be stuck with the same stuff. So, I send them the links, or, I guide them, do this. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. I've been teaching from past 7 years. So all of my students are whoever are still working in the SCCM are still in touch with me. They
I
would
agree,
try their
but
best. When they're not able to do something, they come back to me and say, "I've tried this. Have you faced this issue?" That time, most of the time, I would have seen most of the issues because there are a lot of teams working under me, so we see a lot of issues. So if I've seen it, I'll send it to
def-
them. Yeah,
definitely, like whenever we do some practices on my own machine, we will definitely face many of issues. So we want to clear those issues with you. So that's why I'm asking for that.
definitely. Lots, even the corporate patches which I do, like for different IT companies in India, so they also still connect with me, even sometimes with their production issues as well. So most of them will be pretty simple, like DP is not large, all those things. Maybe so those things for me it is simple because I would have seen it many times, but for them they would have been seeing it first time. So I'll tell them, you try this. At least I'll tell them the issue is in ISS. Check if all the roles are there. It will automatically get fixed once they check it there. Basically, I can direct where the problem is. If obviously we will be talking about all these things because we go through workflows, right? All of our tasks will be done in the workflows. Like only if step 1 and step 2 is properly configured, step 3 will work. So all those things we will see. Yeah. A lot of people joined late. Irfan, Raja, and Sandeep Paul, you guys joined late. We will ask them to send you the recordings as well. But if you have any technical questions, please do ask me now.
Okay, sir.
Please share your
Like
numbers in
your
the chat as well.
information, your information.
Yes.
Like, have you shared any videos or on the technical aspect or like blogs or anything? Are you already having it so that we can review?
So there are some blogs which are available in the site. So those blogs are being shared already. You mean I have written blogs? Have I written personally in my site?
Yeah, like your blogs or your
No,
video or somewhere
I
we
do
can
not.
see you more.
I do not sell anything for free. I do not do anything for free, especially in the blogs. Anup and so many people are already doing it. I don't have time for it. But yeah, if people come and ask me for doing it, yes, they have to pay me for that. But I do not have any blogs or this thing in my name. Yes, I thought of doing it, but when you're good at something, do not give it for free, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Then I should not take classes. If I'm doing that, then I should not take classes. So either that or this, not both. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else, guys? Any questions you guys have?
I joined late, so I'm just like I am not aware of what you are talking, guys. So it will be great help if you
Okay,
just
it's fine. Yes, you are
give us
almost 30
overview.
minutes. So what is that? Irfan, I was just telling them about the lab. Okay, we normally build the lab in the Azure environment. Okay, with the free credit card credits that we get from Microsoft. That's about $200 free credit. Okay, the current value is about 14,500 rupees you get. And we built a lab right from the scratch, right from zero that we start building the lab, and you will be seeing the same things only you will be following in the production. Okay, and next thing is we will be creating a WhatsApp group for the class. Okay, and during the course duration of the class, a lot of materials will be shared in the WhatsApp group, and also after every class is complete, okay, after a couple of hours, recordings will be shared with the students for them to review and come back to the next class. So in case, since we're all working employees, we might have some family commitments or something, where one day you're not able to join the class, you do not miss the class. Basically, you can just review the recording and you can directly call me if after seeing the recording. That if you have any doubts, make note of those notes and give me a call. Okay, so that I can answer your doubts as well. So that's how we proceed. Okay.
Do you have any particular course with regard to that where we can see the complete package of this particular training in step-by-step formats? apart from the
I
live
have
training?
the recordings. Yes, I have the recordings, but they are not public.
So you guys are going to share that, or it is paid? How it is? I mean.
No, we don't share any recordings. It's only live classes. Recordings, if you have attended that particular course, that particular day, then we will share you whichever course you attended. That particular course recordings will be shared with you. That is for you to have it permanently.
Because see, the challenge with me is I work in Dubai, and I travel around 3 hours in a day, and there is full day office hours. So I'm just trying to manage the time in order to get the complete knowledge about the training and proceed further. So there are few challenges for me. So where if I can get some sort
Most
of.
of my Dubai students, Irfan, they join my 6 p.m. class in the evenings. Okay. I think morning 7 a.m. class would be pretty early for you, right? It's pretty early, right, in Dubai time.
Yeah, it's 5:30 here. If you start 7 o'clock.
5:30 a.m. Yes. So what
And
my
if you
Dubai students or Middle East students as such, they join to my cooking class. That is 6 p.m. class most of the time.
weekend is fine. Weekend is okay, but the concern here
Yeah,
is
weekend
only
I
if you
only
start.
do. Yeah, weekend I only do application packaging class because I also have a full-time job. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is how I manage. Yeah, I take 2 courses a day, 2 classes a day, and weekend I take app packaging classes.
Okay. Apart from that, I just want to know one more thing. Is there any particular what do you call application demonstration course available anywhere?
I didn't get you. Application. See, when it comes to end user computing side, there are only 3 technologies that are predominant in the market. Okay, one is SCCM, other one is application packaging, that's install shield, other one is Intune. So either of these 3 you should be good at. One technology should be your primary, rest of the 2 can be your secondary.
Okay, let's go with the flow. We'll see how it goes. Then accordingly.
Yeah. You will learn, you will enjoy it. So, most of my students have gone from a pretty, say the 6-7 lakhs packages to 14-15 lakhs package after my class. So I've got a lot of feedback from them. Yeah, so you will enjoy the class as well. That much guarantee I can give you. Only thing which I need from you guys is ask as many questions as you can. Okay, even if it is outside your class, like these things and all, please ask. If it is going to come in the next few sessions, I'll tell it's going to come in the session. Otherwise, I will immediately tell in that particular class only. So I expect a lot of questions to keep class more interesting. Okay.
Sure.
And this like MEM, like endpoint manager, is different from SCCM.
Come again, Yagnesh. Sorry, I did not hear you.
The Microsoft Endpoint Manager, that is
Yes,
a
Microsoft
bit
Endpoint
different from
Manager
the
is
SCCM.
it's Intune. Okay, Intune is another full course altogether.
That is integrated with Intune, I guess.
It is not integrated as such. Those are different tools which talk to each other. We call it as management. Okay. Some companies, right now, Intune is basically used completely for autopilot. Okay, not for any other feature. Okay. People wants to use autopilot feature, they're using Intune. Okay, that too, when in 2020, when the pandemic struck, Microsoft made that people who have SCCM licenses can also use Intune. Only for that reason they're using it. Okay, still there are a lot of upgrades because I design and implement Intune infrastructures myself. So I know what are the drawbacks or the problems that we already have. So a lot of people want to move out from say BigFix to Intune. They come and say, I want Intune, but they cannot directly move from BigFix to Intune. They at least need to have a system in between because it is not an apple to apple comparison. Okay, they want exactly how BigFix works in Intune. So those things are not still possible by Intune because the cloud infrastructure is not so great as of now when it comes to Intune. But yes, we will be reaching there in next 6 to 7 years. We see a lot of improvements there because when Intune started, it was a very small node in your SCCM console, but today it has become a separate product altogether. But we are seeing a lot of improvements there, a lot of reviews coming there. Yeah, I'm hoping it becomes better going forward. But this class is completely end-to-end.
The cloud integration which is there, that is a totally different thing.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And on this particular, is there any external certification that we need to get through so that it is
There used to
counted?
be certifications. Yeah, there used to be certification for SCCM altogether was 7243 and 7703. I'm certified in those, but in 2019 they stopped the certification. Now they are asking the certification for Windows 10, that's MD100 and MD101. You can do those two.
MD100
and MD101. Yes.
So they are certification for which one?
They are Windows 10 certifications. They will have few questions from SCCM as well, or the deployment as well.
Okay, so there's no separate like when we go for any interviews, when we say that MCS, CCNA or something like that.
If you tell that you have been working in SCCM, then they would have expected certification. Say for 3 or 4 years, they don't expect the certification because in 2019 the certification was stopped or expired. I was certified in 7243 way back in 2013, 9 years ago. Okay, so those certifications don't exist anymore.
And nowadays, like this is heard a lot, like Azure Infra, Azure Fundamentals, all that.
Yes,
So
yes,
that
yes.
is like a
See,
totally
now
different thing because
all of the things are trying to, yes, all of the things are trying to go into Azure. I myself am Azure Architect certified. Okay, so yes, Azure is having a lot of potential, and people are moving towards Azure, both on the server side, on the client side. But still, it is still the capabilities are still not as on-premise tools as of now. But eventually we'll reach there. It's still that is not in full-fledged. Yes, you should have some basic knowledge. But you see, I myself, I use Azure every day. Okay, but that is for a completely different task, nothing related to my end user building task.
yeah, so like even right now also the labs that we'll perform, there is Azure, that is on Azure. So something
Exactly.
like we need
See,
after we complete this, we need to complete the Azure fundamentals also to be in a better position for that.
that will help you a lot. If you complete Azure fundamentals, that will help you a lot. But this is just an Azure as a platform we are using. We are using Azure as an infrastructure as a service here to write up our lab. But we're not going to go into Azure configurations and things like that. So this is just an infrastructure as a service because you can spin up a machine within 5 minutes here, whereas in on-premise it will take about half a day for you to do anything. So, when I used to do on-premise class, class about 6 or 7 years ago, it used to be we used to go one day before to the lab location and put about 30-40 GB lab configurations onto each and every machine. The next day students come and start working. So now these days it's just immediate spin up. So the 30 hours came down to 20 hours. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Yeah. So for those of you who are are enrolling, you can connect your respective institutes and you can start enrolling. And we'll be starting the class on exactly on 14th, 7 a.m. IST. When you come, please, and as soon as you guys enroll, you'll be added to a specific WhatsApp group where I'll be sharing certain articles for you to read before you start the class. So that articles just for you to, you need not understand them. It's just for you to get familiarity with certain concepts of SCCM, where I'll be talking about them in the class as well. So once you guys enroll, immediately the notes will start flowing into your WhatsApp group. Okay. Yeah.
And what are the charges for the classes?
Please do ask many questions as possible during the class. Yes.
Yeah. What will be the like training charges?
I'm not sure about it. You should talk to your respective institutes. I don't get into the monetary parts. They
Okay, and if you want to, like you are having every month the batches. So if you want to attend the batch again next time, is it feasible or how it is?
You can attend. Not a problem. For that, you just let me know. I want to attend. We'll only add you. Don't worry.
Okay. Only in the challenge is the lab. We need to do something with some other idea.
Exactly. Or you can buy a Azure pass and you can use that. Not a problem.
So like if we have done the setup and if you want to retain the setup, what will be the recurring charges? Like right now it shows 9,000.
What happens is Azure will only charge for the amount of or the kind of services that you're using. Okay, say if you're running this machine for 1 hour, so this machine takes about 9 rupees for 1 hour. SCCM 9 rupees for 1 hour. So 9,994 are how much? 36 rupees that you will be spending for 1 hour.
Okay.
Okay. So like this, there are some charges that are this thing. So there you can basically go to home here and you can go to cost center and see the cost management. You can see here too. So how much cost or something. So people, if you are going to upgrade also, that's okay. You can upgrade it, no problem. It's going to charge you around at least 1,200, 3,000 if you start using it around 20-30 hours. I have never used. I always go for passes. So passes gives me $100 credit. It's only $3,000, so that's okay. So like this, you can see. Okay. So the next forecast is almost 2,930 rupees. I'll be using for next, I think this month or something. That's the forecast they have. So like this, you can see it.
That's the monthly cost.
Yes. That depends on number of resources I have. Yes, it's the monthly cost.
So basically, in labs we will be using 4 resources: domain, database, SCCM, server, and the client.
Yes, domain, database, SCCM, and client. Yes. We'll be using and we'll be basically trying to replicate the production scenarios.
Okay.
Yeah. If others they have any questions, Ritesh, Sandeep, any questions? Shravan, Shivaram, any questions you guys have? Anyway, this demo recordings also, whatever we discuss now also will be shared with you guys. So you can review it, not a problem. Okay. I think we can close the class if all of you don't have any more questions. Yeah. Anybody has any more questions?
Yes, proceed further. What's your name, Mr. Trainer?
My name is Kishore. My name is Kishore.
Oh.
Okay. Yes. So okay. Then I'll conclude the class. So please do join and have a benefit of SCCM.
Sir, how can we get a demo recording?
He will be sharing, he said.
They will be sharing it with you. They'll be sharing it with you. Okay. No problem at all. Okay. In the group, they'll put it. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.